What's up, everybody? It's Danny.
And Charlotte.
And we're from the Lasercast, and we're talking to you about Ash
versus Kelly. Eat the Dead.
Ash versus Evil Dead, Season 1, which we just finished on Netflix.
We did.
And Charlotte and I watched the Evil Dead movies together.
Yes, we did.
The original trilogy. We have not yet watched the remake. Or the reimagining that came out in 2013, which I still think...
I'm saying reimagining!
Well, it is. But I think you should watch that eventually. But we watched the original trilogy.
Yeah.
And we have some reviews that you could watch on our channel. And before we get into this review, I just want to say, go subscribe to our channel. We're recording this towards the end of Halloween month. Not the end of Halloween. The end of Halloween month, October. Pete and I have been covering the entire Halloween franchise this month. Charlotte and I did a full review of Halloween 2. We did a short review of Halloween Kills, which she saw in the movie theater with me.
That was amazing.
And I just posted a review of Halloween 6, which I tend to like more than others. So give our channel a subscribe, like our videos, and now we're going to get move to a new franchise or back to an old franchise as the Evil Dead movies. Well, as Evil Dead goes from movies to a show. The show was on Stars, and before we get into the show, let's talk for a second about the movies.
Yes.
Which was your favorite of the trilogy?
Part 2.
Okay, so why? Well, what was it about Part 2?
Because it's Part 2. No, I'm kidding. I liked Part 2 because it is Part 2. And I just think it's like a mix of comedy and horror. Not like the first film where it's just horror, but it's not like the third film where it's just comedy.
Yeah, I think you pretty much hit it on the head because Part 1 is like a legitimately scary horror movie.
It is. I almost like... Well,
and then Army of Darkness is...
It's just comedy.
There's no horror in Army of Darkness. Yes, you're dealing with deadites and this and that, but it's just slapstick comedy. Evil Dead 2 finds that, like, real sweet spot. And I think what's great about Ash vs. Evil Dead is it pretty much...
shows everything.
Yeah, it does what the second movie does. It's combination of cats. It's the combination of, some scary stuff, but with some typical Evil Dead humor, thanks in part to its great cast, led, of course, by
I love the deer.
Bruce Campbell.
I love the deer.
The deer?
The deer that talks.
Oh, in Evil Dead 2, the deer on the wall.
Yeah, and then in here, one of the episodes, well, we'll get into that in a minute.
So, this show came out, I want to say like either 2015 or 16. It debuted on Stars. And Athena, my wife, and I, at the time, we were writing very steadily for geeksofdoom.com. And I was blessed. And when I say I was blessed, I meant it. I got a chance to review episodes of this show. And because I was reviewing the show on a weekly basis, I got to interview the 3 principal cast members, Bruce Campbell, Dana DeLorenzo, who plays Kelly Maxwell, and Ray Santiago, who plays Pablo. I got a chance to interview them.
Pedro? Oh.
Not Pedro. Pablo. I love how they call him My Pablo.
He's my Pablo, too!
I got a chance to interview them several times. Do you remember when we went to Disney?
No, yes.
I hope you remember. It cost a lot of money.
I do.
Okay, good. We went to Disney in the summer of 2016 when Charlotte was almost 6 years old. So that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And while we were there, I actually had to sneak away from my family to do phone interviews.
You did!
With Bruce Campbell, Dana DeLorenzo, and Ray Santiago. It was absolutely insane. 2 of them were in Universal, 1 of them was in Disney. It was crazy.
One of them was in Disney.
Yeah, I found I had to walk through Universal Studios to find like a back lot
Wow.
where it was quiet enough for me to talk on the phone with the stars of this show.
I wish you could go in. Stores.
I got to go to Comic-Con and do press rooms to talk to these people at their tables. And
I don't have the patience for that.
let me just say, I have a true love of this show because
No, you just like Kelly.
I love this entire show. I'm an Evil Dead fan. When I was in college, I had the Evil Dead posters on my wall.
Yeah.
But getting to cover this show, getting to write about it every week, and then going to meet these actors, interview them, I genuinely loved every minute of this show, and I'm so glad that I got to watch it with Charlotte. So, who is your... Let's talk about those characters. What did
Pablo.
You like Pablo?
Pablo.
What did you think about the dynamic between Ash as like the older kind of like, you know, wisecracking older guy, and now you have Kelly and Pablo who are the younger members of the team. So what did you like about them?
Well, Kelly's bad butt.
She's kick ass. You can say it. It's okay. I'm not
No.
gonna get you. What? You're not gonna say it?
No, kick butt.
She kicks butt. Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Yeah.
And Pablo's just a little scaredy cat. Oh wait, we don't have Pablo Funko Pop.
I know. I don't have a Pablo Funko Pop. I do need that. But I love Pablo. He tries his best. I love there's the one scene where he like has the deadite in his sights with a gun and he aims and like he just can't hit it, and Ash, remember they have to like throw Ash the chainsaw and Ash like leaps. Yeah. Oh, so good.
I love how it's always like you throw it and then he catches it. He did that like several times. He like catches it and it lands on his hand.
Oh, I mean, but he's been doing that since
The beginning.
Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness. Yeah.
Evil Dead 1, he didn't really...
Well, he didn't have a chainsaw arm. Remember, he cuts his hand off in part 2.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of the hand, another person who makes a return is...
well, you could tell that's...
Ash's evil hand is back.
Well, it's in, like, a couple of scenes. In, like...
Yeah, but then what do you remember what happens to Ash's evil hand?
Oh, it grows another body. I forgot about that.
And we have this, like, Bruce Campbell versus Bruce Campbell, Ash versus Ash fight.
And I love how he just tricks, because I actually thought it was the Ash on the left.
Yeah.
Well, depending where you're looking, where the audience is looking, it was the left. So
Yeah.
I thought it was the left.
Yeah.
Did you think it was the right?
Well,
you've already watched it.
Yeah, I knew going in. I don't remember when I first watched it who I thought it was, but I did love how Bruce Campbell like really leans into being like the elder statesman of the cast, and you know he's trying to make himself look all cool, and he's like...
Who said he wasn't?
What?
Who said he wasn't?
Well, I mean he's like, you know, remember like the very first scene, he's like trying to like make himself look skinnier.
Yeah.
He wears like a man girdle where it's like it makes you...
Well, this all started...
Pushes all your fat in.
Okay, nice. Well, this all started with him being drunk and reading from the book. Why does he even have that book?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. Why does he have the book, and why does he feel the need to read passages of it when he gets drunk and a little high, and it's kind of silly. It leads to, you know, Kelly and Pablo work with him at S-Mart. Kelly,
Get the heck away from me.
Yeah, Kelly is like badass from the beginning, but she also, Kelly would grow into a much bigger badass as the show. Yeah.
I want to copy lines.
She wants revenge because in, I believe it's episode 2.
Her parents.
Yeah.
Is it episode 2?
I think it is. Her mom comes back from the dead and is a deadite and ends up killing her father with a fork.
Yeah.
Fork.
So now I realize that it's not when they like bite you, or it's just when they kill you.
Well,
in the other movies, like the original, I always thought it was like real zombie, like they bite you, or like vampire type, they bite you and then it's like
Well, yeah, actually, they don't even have to bite you. I mean, this is the Evil Dead. They could just possess you and take you over. Remember, Ash gets possessed for a little bit in Evil Dead 2? I mean, Kelly gets possessed in this.
Yeah.
And at the very end, Pablo, the face on the Necronomicon book actually leaps onto Pablo's face, and he gets possessed. So pretty much everyone in this show, gets possessed and has to fight that off.
Not Ash in this show.
No, but Ash has been possessed before.
I miss Amanda. Why'd she die so soon?
Yeah, so this show introduces some other cool characters. There's Amanda Fisher, played by Jill Marie Jones, who is
She should have stayed.
Yeah, no, I liked her. And they actually teased that, her and Ash kind of, like each other. So she's a cop whose partner gets killed by the Evil Dead. And she gets on the scent and thinks that it's Ash who's responsible for everything. It actually is because, as you said...
Technically it is, but technically no.
Yeah, she thinks he's, causing all of this. Yes, he read from the book, but he's not, an evil person.
No.
And when she realizes that he is kind of badass...
I'm not evil, I kill evil.
Yeah. They start to, flirt with each other a lot. And then, sadly, in episode 8, she gets killed by evil Ash.
Yeah.
And
Oops, sorry.
becomes a deadite. Also, I totally forgot, and it blew my mind rewatching it with you, that Samara Weaving has a 3-episode arc. Episodes 8, 9, and 10, they come upon some hikers in the woods by the cabin, and one of them is Samara freaking Weaving.
I don't know who that is.
So... You will know who she is because we're going to watch a movie called Ready or Not, which it's about a woman who gets married. That's the blonde girl, Heather, in this show.
Oh, the one who...
The one who, explodes at the end and Kelly picks up her head and kicks it.
You're not worth it.
She plays a bride on her wedding night, and she marries a guy who his family... owns a board game empire, and they're like, well, you married into the family, you have to play a game, and she chooses hide and seek. Except if you choose hide and seek, that means that the family, you go and hide, and the family grabs weapons and tries to find you and kill you, and she has to fend for her life against everybody trying to kill her, and it's freaking awesome. Trust me, you will love it. It's a little scary, but it's just super fun.
Please. I've seen, what's his name?
What? Oh, James Wan?
James Wan. I've seen James Wan movies.
Yeah, no. This is not. But what you will laugh about when you watch Ready or Not is that she gets covered in blood, very similar.
So what happened?
To pretty much every character in Ash vs. Evil Dead.
No, seriously. I mean... Pablo spits up blood.
There's the amazing scene, remember, when they're at the restaurant and Kelly grabs the deadite and uses the cold cut slicer?
Oh, yeah. No, that was... Oh, I thought you said Amanda.
No. When Kelly... And she's like... She's like... This is a couple episodes right after her mom came back from the dead, killed her father, and she's just snaps and kills everybody with the deli slicer. So I actually just saw Dana DeLorenzo again at Brooklyn HorrorCon, which was last weekend at the Brooklyn Navy Yard. And I spoke to her for about 20 minutes, and we were talking about, I mentioned how we were rewatching the show. You want to, I should show the pictures that I got.
Oh.
Do you know where they are? They're over there.
No.
All right. But I was telling her that Charlotte and I had just started watching it. We were up to I think episode 4 at the time. And she was like, yeah, I didn't. She's like, I was a little timid at the beginning, but then the deli slicer scene happens. And that's really the turning point for Kelly. Pablo gets covered in blood so much.
Spits up blood.
They really save it for Ash, though, until it's the last episode when he kills Amanda with the chainsaw.
And then there goes Ash, being like he used to be. I honestly miss old Ash. Yeah, I don't know I don't know. This Ash is great, but just something about not old.
Movie Ash.
Old movie Ash made
Well,
it better.
I think you're gonna like it. I think the show actually gets better.
It's where his chin is.
I think the show actually
He
gets
loses his
better
chin.
when it goes into seasons 2 and 3.
Yeah, but he lost his chin.
All right. So another character who's new to this show is Ruby, played by Lucy Lawless, reuniting Lucy Lawless with Bruce Campbell from Xena, the Xena days. What did you think of Ruby?
I felt like I recognized her from the movie. Was she in any of the Evil Dead movies?
She wasn't in the Evil Dead movies. She was in a lot of TV shows and things that you probably wouldn't have seen when you were. They came out before you were born.
Okay.
Aunt Emily loved her. She had a show where she played Xena, Warrior Princess.
I'm not sure. She was okay at the beginning, and I thought she was like a friend of Ash's until she wanted to kill Ash.
Well,
then,
she also helps Amanda try to catch Ash, right?
Yeah.
And then doesn't she, we think she dies? Because doesn't she like tackles a deadite into the
She
fire?
tackles Pablo's deadite uncle?
The Brujo? Yeah.
Brujo? Is that an uncle? I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Well, that was
Yeah.
that character.
Well, yeah.
And?
I don't like her.
Yeah, well,
Except when she has hand.
it turns out that, yeah, she has possession of Ash's hand, and it turns out that she's not actually, we think she's Ruby Nobi, of the family who owns the cabin. It turns out she's actually
The writer of the book.
the writer of the Necronomicon, who's trying to like take control of all evil. And so episode 10, season 1 ends with her and Ash cutting a deal where she'll get to control all the evil, and Ash and Kelly and Pablo will be able to kind of go free and live in Ash's paradise
Yay.
of Jacksonville, Florida. Whoa.
Who's that other girl in the cover on Netflix?
Oh, so on Netflix you see like the background screen. That's a character you'll meet in season 3. I don't want to spoil who it is because I think you'll get excited when you find out who it is. But yeah,
She doesn't even look familiar. Should I know?
No. You probably don't recognize her from anything. But when that character gets introduced, you'll be like, she's who? And trust me, there were a few great moments for me watching you watch the show where, like, I think it was the last episode where they had those like demon babies.
Oh yeah. Wait. What?
Like
yeah.
with like the black eyes and
It was only one.
yeah, but like that was like the way it like jumped out, yeah, and it like how like with the sharp teeth, that was creepy.
I wonder who played that little kid.
Yeah, I don't know.
Must have been a kid.
And oh, Charlotte always was wondering watching the Evil Dead movies whenever they would show like the camera, like the first person perspective of the Evil Dead itself running through the woods, like.
I hated it.
And she was always like, what is that? And then in this show,
We finally get to see it in like one scene, and I'm finally like, oh my god, finally. Because in the whole trilogy, we don't see what this evil Forcey thing is. I made it Forcey.
The Forcey. Yeah. May the Forcey be with you.
May the Forcey be with you.
But we do get to see what is happening behind. So we will be back and covering season 2 when we finish. Until then, this has been Danny.
And Charlotte.
And
Kelly.
And Ash. And we will see you soon on the last cast. Bye.